Thought tonight was an awesome environment. Credit to our folks who handle game operations here. Loved the everything about the whiteout, and I thought our fans responded once again with another phenomenal effort. It's why it means so much to me to win at home, divisional win in December. Far from perfect, but I thought our defense was phenomenal. Really in those weighty downs, especially. I think they were 2 of 15 on the third down, fourth down stat. Guys making some plays, play style showing up, and really overcoming some tough circumstances, and ultimately giving us some short fields early, and then we were able to put together two longer drives in the second half to kind of put the game away. But tough football team. I can tell those guys are competing. Thomas is doing a great job getting those guys to fight, and want to compliment him and how he brought his team to compete here, and just happy with where we're at. 12 wins, at this point in the season. We need it to keep pace with where we want to be. It's going to be incredibly competitive down the stretch here, and we're going to have to play well and continue to improve, chasing our best football.
Kevin, why do you think the pass rush had so much success today against Caleb?
I just think that we were really disciplined, but it just felt explosive. Guys flying off the edges, and it's great being back at home, and the crowd noise. Them being on the silent count allows our guys to get off on the rock, and when that thing's moving, it just felt like it was relentless. I thought Flo did a really nice job changing up some of the rush patterns and sending some different guys, and just changing things up and allowing our guys to what I thought was a pretty sticky kind of night on some of those weighty downs in coverage to make him hold it and move off the spot. So compliments to Flo, his staff, and I love the way our guys were flying around out there.
Kevin, how big was it for Aaron to reel off a couple of those runs in the second half?
Yeah, I just it was one of those things coming in the game. We knew that with the way they defended us, there was some movement. They were going to have some plays in the run game, maybe force some less than ideal kind of second and third downs, but we wanted to kind of sustain it and allow our guys to continue to kind of adjust to what we're seeing in the game. Got a lot of 5 DB groupings to the 12 personnel grouping, so became that kind of night where we were going to be able to get some runs off, and credit them. They're physical. It's a good defense, a lot of talented players over there. Made enough plays in the past game, and unfortunately I didn't like the penalties. There was a lot of penalties, and it just seemed like we were able to overcome it with some third down execution to move the chains, and but just across the board, just got to clean up some things, and we're going to have to do it on a short week before we head out to Seattle.
Kevin, Randy was saying he was pretty moved in the pregame. Justin was saying he was pretty moved in the pregame by seeing Chris Carter and Jake Reed in the Randy Moss jersey. I'm just wondering what you thought of that, and just kind of the effect it clearly has on Justin.
Yeah, I think it was important. We talked internally this week about what we could do to show our support, our love for Randy. Everybody knows, former teammate of mine, but most importantly, you can feel the love for him in this building tonight. It was great to have CC and Jay Reed here to carry his jersey out there. It was a heck of a moment, and I know Justin had when he scored his touchdown. Don't know exactly what he said, but I know it. It was showing his love for Randy. He means the world to this organization. His name's up on, up in the rafters in the Ring of Honor and Hall of Famer. He's meant so much to the NFL, and I know the Twin Cities and what he was able to do here. We're behind him every step of the way. We care about him. We love him, and we just wanted to do whatever we could with the platform of Monday Night Football to make sure. Hopefully he was watching, and if it gave him any joy at all, it was well worth it, because that's how we feel about him.
Kevin, you get a couple of those drives on the 1-yard runs where you're able to line up heavy personnel and just finish the drive with a short run. What does that do for this offense, being able to just –
Yeah, we got to be able to run the ball, Ben, in the red zone. We had a nice touchdown kind of off of a hard play action early. But then as you get down in there, where we're kind of going as a team, we want to be able to run the football in. It will only set up all the things we want to do. I thought there was some real physicality. I loved Cam's finish on the last one, and I loved Aaron, really getting behind a pretty well schemed up play by the guys to just kind of get the momentum and finish forward into the end zone, which I thought were great examples of red zone running when it's not going to be perfect. There's a lot of bodies in a short area, then you gotta have a great examples of play style, strain, and finish to put the ball in the end zone, not only out of your back, but your O-line, your tight ends, receivers blocking. So that's huge for us. Everybody knows we can throw the football in the end zone with the best of them, but to be able to do that as well and finish drives like that, I think it's important for us moving forward for sure.
Kevin, at 12-2, how much do you talk to the guys about what's out in front of them for the next 3 years?
Yeah, I think that's what's been so special about this team this year is what I want them to focus on is recovering after this game and getting ready to go on a short week to go play a really good team in a really tough home environment in Seattle. Whatever's right in front of us is what we're attacking. I think that's how you get to this point in the season. You win different ways. They're not always pretty. To look up and win this football game 30-12 with, it kind of felt grimy at times tonight just with their ability to, make some plays defensively and then with our penalties and things like that. So there's a lot to clean up, which as a coach that's of a 12-2 football team, you love that because there's a lot of things to go back to work on. There's a lot of things I can improve on. And we're going to continue to just try to get better. The whole mantra of getting better is a consistent everyday thing that you can never, ever rest in this league because everybody's improving. And the great teams in this league are going to play their best football towards the end of this month and on into the next. And we want to be one of those teams, but we know we're going to have to go earn every single thing. We got a heck of a finishing stretch here with these 3 games. And love that we've won 12 out of our 14 ops, but we want to be able to finish, and it's going to be a grind because these are really good football teams we're going to play, whether it's 2 on the road or hosting Green Bay here. So a lot out in front of us, but we got to go back to work. That's what this is all about, and continuing to chase improvement.
Kevin, those 4th down stops in the first half.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on guys like Tillery, the guys who were holding their gaps?
Yeah, I thought I gave Tillery a game ball just because it's never perfect for me watching it from the sideline, but I just felt him, the penetration and getting in the backfield, making the back stop his feet, and to get stops in those situations. Those are essentially turnovers in a lot of ways, especially when they're backed up in their own end zone, being aggressive, trying to win the football game, and getting short fields off of that is critical. Doesn't show up as a turnover in the stat sheet, but I certainly look at it like that. Thought that was great example of what our defense has been all season long, which is incredibly resilient, and they rise up in those moments, those weighty moments, whether it's rushing the passer, coverage on the back end, or a short yardage situation like that. Just critical for us to win the game the way we did tonight, really on the backs of our defense playing great at home.
Brian was kind of in and out. Brian O'Neill was
Yeah.
kind of in and out. How did he finish out?
Yeah, he was able to come back, got his knee evaluated there and ended up getting taped up and came back in the game. We felt it a little bit. We're already down 1 tackle, and to have B.O. go in and get evaluated. We wanted to make sure he was okay to return, which he was. But, as always, you come out of a game like this, we'll see how he does and turns over during the week. I'll keep you guys posted. But Brian O'Neill, once again, just showing, what he's all about, going back in there and playing really good football.
Kevin, what went into the decision to go for that 4th down? What did you see on that play?
The one we went for? I just, a lot of that is just what I was seeing from the other side of the ball. Defensively, those guys were flying around, and they felt like no matter what, even if we didn't get it, which probably could have called a better play there, ended up turning the rock over, which Sam knows on 4th down he's got to put it in play somewhere. Hate that it ended up in an interception there, but defense did get a stop. They did get a stop, just like I said on the headset. I'm going to go for it because of my faith in those guys, where we were field position wise. Just wanted to give our guys a chance to see if we can finish that thing off with a touchdown. They got the stop they needed. We just ended up, I think that was the roughing call that gave them the 1st down. So that's where all 3 phases picking each other up. If we're going to go after it, that's great. Love the execution and the aggressiveness, but we can't have a penalty in that situation to give them a new set of downs.
Kevin, Randy's been retired for 12 years. He hasn't played here in almost 15, but in your time here, have you been able to pick up just what he means to Vikings fans and just like how popular and he remains here?
Yeah, I can tell you this much, what he was able to do here during his time was incredibly impactful on the Twin Cities and Vikings fans. And we have a lot of former Vikings coming by, weekly. It seems like we love having, our Vikings, legacy players that have played in this organization, blood, sweat, and tears for this organization. And every single time those guys come back, no matter who it is, if they were a teammate of Randy, I'm always asking just because he was a former teammate of mine. And there's, nothing but love and admiration from his teammates because he was a great teammate. Our fan base watched him compete like crazy and have a ton of success here. And he's been phenomenal in his second career too. So I think Randy Moss is one of those folks that you better hold him in high regard because that's the type of player in person that he is. And I just got the chance to be fortunate enough to have a locker right next to him in my short time in New England, and he had a huge impact on me.
Kevin, you mentioned them playing 5 DBs to heavier personnel. Like, how good do you think it is for you guys as a staff to kind of have to go through some of these games with these different opponent strategies and adapt like you guys get to do every week?
Yeah, you go in with a plan, you practice, based upon what you think you're going to get. But this time of year is all about being able to make adjustments. And tonight it was about making some adjustments, making sure we were identified right in the run game, getting hats on hats, getting downhill, handling the movement. And I thought our guys did a nice job of that as the game went on and piecing together some drives where, it didn't feel like the explosive kind of night throwing the football. And that was, due to kind of their game plan a little bit. But we made enough plays. We converted enough third downs, ate up some clock, and were able to get a couple touchdown drives there in the second half that really allowed our defense to kind of keep their momentum going. And it was awesome to see some of the young guys get in there. DT played great all night, but then, to get that sack there, got a bunch of guys in the game kind of in the end. And every snap we can save with where we hope to go as a team and get experience for some guys is only going to be, bigger as we go down the stretch here.
Kevin, did you have a sense for maybe why some of the balls were coming out high on Sam kind of early in the game there?
Yeah, we'll take a look at it. There was a couple there that you just kind of noticed. He's set an incredibly high standard for himself. So I think everybody, me included, sometimes when either somebody's open or he's able to stride into one and doesn't throw an absolute strike, it's a pretty good standard to set for yourself when we're all kind of wondering what happened at that point. But thought he battled, thought he showed his athleticism again. There were some big time ops. I love the op that he took to on the keeper to get that last penalty with Jordan kind of getting behind the defender there on the keeper. And then just some of those kind of dirty completions on some third downs right at the sticks. Trent late, TJ had one, TJ drew a foul on another. So continues to execute at a high level. We'll continue to improve, but Sam's doing a great job. Thank you.